So one of the first classes we had, we were talking about McLuhan and how the medium is the message. And just starting off with how the medium is the message, it kind of struck me in how, like, I don't really consume all that much in terms of like a wide variety of mediums. You know, I watch TV, I watch film, and I read books, and that's about it. And just in a side note, I thought it was really interesting that in class there was a distinction between like ebooks and, you know, paper copy books. And like the story could be the exact same way, but that the two different mediums change the way you think about it. Like, I have personally read like the exact same book because I like rereading books, both like in both formats, just because I couldn't access books at the time. So that change in medium, I personally disagree with it, but it was interesting to see that sort of distinction made as someone who's read both forms of books. But going back to about the medium being the message, I realized that my influences are from a very small range, and I didn't even really think about that prior to this conversation. And so learning about that just kind of changed the way I thought, well, hey, maybe I should go explore other mediums as well, you know, print, photos, all these sorts of things that I don't typically do. I think exploring them and seeing how they create different effects within me might be something interesting in that conversation. And those, you know, thoughts all developed from this one conversation. And so that's kind of why I thought like this was a really interesting discussion to have. In a later class, we started talking about Auslander's opinion that the digital age has killed live performances, and I kind of agree with his assessment. I mean, why go watch a live performance when you can simply watch a film or a TV show? And then there are those live performances that should be films, TV shows. But as Jordan Tannehill said in the Theater of the Unimpressed, I think that live performances can still be useful if they're slightly changed, you know, if they become more interactive with the audience, if there is a reason to go see that particular piece as a live performance rather than it being done in a different medium. And I think because of that sort of assessment, it's not so much that the digital age has killed live performances, but rather the digital age has made live performances have to evolve and become something new. At some point during classes, we started talking about entertainment and art, and something about that conversation really struck a chord with me. I find that, you know, I'll watch reality TV, action movies, rom-coms, whatever, and when I watch it, I'll turn off my brain, watch it for a couple hours, you know, have a good laugh, and then I'll just move on with my life, and that's that. But, you know, that doesn't really impact me. It doesn't change my view. It doesn't, you know, change my perspective on anything like other art forms do, you know, like a scenic view might. Except for the fact that, and this is kind of where I disagree with this statement, there are some pieces that do. I was recently watching a show called The Social Dilemma, and basically in it, it goes through, you know, the different impacts and effects that social media has had on lives. And it follows the story of this family, this fictional family, where the daughter goes into depression because of social media, where the son becomes radicalized, and it changed dramatically my thoughts about social media, how I use social media. I mean, I, like every other teen, probably uses it almost daily. You know, I've got Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. And after watching that, you know, I started paying attention to what I was posting. I started paying attention to who I followed, what type of content they posted. It changed the way I use social media. And I don't think I can ever go back to that. And to me, that is art. You know, it took, the medium happened to be a film, and it took this piece of art and it changed the way I thought about things. And so in that regard, it was both entertainment, it was really entertaining, it was really fascinating to watch, I loved the story, but it was also art because it changed how I thought about this one really big aspect of my own life. Okay, and to end off the log, I just wanted to share some overall thoughts I had, you know, my general feelings in sort of a quick bullet fashion, because there was quite a lot that obviously I could not fit into a 2 to 5 minute video. So a couple of things that I found interesting were the reception theory, that sort of way of thinking about it, because I have seen, like, specifically in English class, analyzing the writer, analyzing the text, that sort of thing. But the fact that there were multiple ways of analyzing the text aside from those, I thought was really cool to learn about. And there were just a bunch of different, mini thoughts that I had throughout the course that are like, oh, that's cool, that's interesting. I went into this course wishing I could do some acting, and had learned obviously that this course does not pertain that, and was like, oh, I don't really want to analyze things, I think that's going to be really boring. But at least thus far, I'm like, no, this is really cool. There are some things I haven't thought about. There are some different perspectives I definitely get to hear this way. And I think ultimately, when I do start getting to do the acting classes in this program, I'll have such a deeper understanding of the piece that I wouldn't have gained without doing the analyzing of different pieces first. And I thought that was really helpful from this class, and I really liked that about this class.